Good day, brethren, and welcome to another 5-minute Sunday School session. Last session, we discussed Division 1 of Lesson 1, which is Enoch and Noah walked with God. We had discussed about Enoch, and in Division 2 today, we'll be discussing about Noah grows in grace. This division is in two sections, namely A, grace singles him out, and B, grace unimaginably preserves him. So A, grace singled him out. We see the story of Noah in Genesis chapters 7, 8, and 9. He was also mentioned among the fathers of faith in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7. Noah was the 10th in genealogy from Adam. And after Enoch, there was Methuselah. Methuselah was survived by Lamech, and Lamech gave birth to Noah. The Bible tells us of the condition of the world during the time of Noah. The Bible says the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt. God decided that the end of all flesh had come because of the violence that filled the world. He was going to destroy all flesh with the earth. But there was a man on earth at that time who was different from the rest. The Bible says Noah was a just man, perfect in his generation. Noah walked with God. So three things are mentioned here. 1, Noah was just. 2, he was perfect in his generation. And 3, he walked with God. Like for Noah, it was God's grace through the expression of Noah's faith that enabled him to walk with God, so that he was called just and perfect in a corrupt world. So those that had not responded to God's common grace like Noah did could not come into the provisions of God's special grace. They were blind and dead to the deeds and warnings that came through Noah. They did not acknowledge God. Now, by the grace of God, God decided that he was not going to destroy Noah with the rest of the world. He would destroy the world by a flood, and in fact, he could have saved Noah through any other means. But then he chose to give Noah another opportunity to still prove his faith in him. So God gave instructions to Noah on building an ark that would be the vehicle of the survival from the coming flood. So God gave Noah details of the design of the ark. This also shows to us how closely Noah was walking with God. He patiently listened to God as he was given the definite specifications for the ark. B, grace unimaginably preserves him. Now, if Noah did not have faith in God, he could easily have downplayed the information about the flood and ignored the instructions regarding the ark. But his faith led him to obedience, which unlocked deeper measures of grace. Although the Bible did not state how many years it took Noah to build the ark, it may be safe to assume that it must have taken a really long period of time. But Noah patiently took time to build what would be a home to 8 human beings and a pair of every kind of animal that Noah could get on the ark for that period that the floods were going to be on the earth. So faith, obedience, and patience are 3 things we learn from Noah in his walk with God. Now, when the floods came, Noah's household survived by the grace of God. And from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7, we are told that Noah was actually moved with godly fear, that is a reverence for God. His reverence for God set him apart, and his exceptional lifestyle judged the world around him. The Bible says that he became a heir of the righteousness that is according to faith. Remember that God declares us righteous by our faith. The Bible says that the just shall live by his faith. So when God instructed Noah, he made a covenant with him. So our call to walk with God is a call of covenant, where God commits to surround us with his abundant grace, and we express our obedient faith. Thus Noah did according to all that God commanded him. So he did. That's what the Bible says about him. Our lessons summary. Grace made Noah just and perfect. It is God's grace that makes us able to please him, and his blessings abound for us as we walk in this grace. So this is the end of lesson 1. I pray that God will help us to commit ourselves to a walk of grace with Him. Thanks for being part of this lesson, and in the next session, we shall begin with lesson 2. Till next week, God bless you.